I'm Pastor Grant, and I hope that you'll join us at one of our campuses this weekend. We're one church with locations all across Hampton Roads and online around the world. So if you're looking for a church home that prioritizes engaging worship and Bible teaching, then this church is for you. Welcome home. So you come this Sunday and experience for yourself what we say, it's not just church, it's life.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
See for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Jimmy Fay for your personal price plan today.
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth watering. Give me that silky, smoothie, creamy, dreamy Papa sauce. Give me that crispy, cuffy, holdy, foldy, pepperoni poppin'. Give me that cheesy, saucy, tossy Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some. Crispy, cuffy, roni trio before it's gone. Papa John's.
Great vision and healthy eyes are the goal at Peninsula Eye Care. Optometrists diagnose and treat many disorders of the eye and visual system and are a great addition to your healthcare team. We prescribe glasses, contact lenses, and medications to serve you. I'm Dr. David Buck, and if you're looking for a team that will care about you and is ready to listen, come see us at Peninsula Eye Care.
As soon as you arrive, you'll see it in the people you meet and the way we follow through. At Bowditch Ford, your dealership experience will be one of total satisfaction. Our professional sales associates make buying easy, fast, and fun. And when it comes to service, experience better. From maintenance to repair to parts, collision, even our quick lane, we do it better. Your time is valuable and your dollar's hard-earned. We'll take care of you. Bowditch Ford, a tradition of doing the right thing.
A yard without mosquitoes is always the most popular yard in the neighborhood.
They're home! Scatter!
Homeowners, consider yourselves warned.
Again?
Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
Hoops. They're everywhere, especially when it comes to banking. Lots of banks offer you big promises with their checking accounts. But there's always a hoop to jump through. At Langley, we don't like hoops. Our smart checking offers great features like getting your paycheck up to 3 days early, no monthly fees, and no minimum balances. No hoops, just straightforward banking with Langley. Open your smart checking account today.
Prior to exercising outside in the heat, there's a couple things to always think about. First, always making sure that you properly hydrate with water. And this can be up to a couple days even prior to exercising. If you start feeling run down, not feeling right, make sure you take a break. If we do start getting to the point where your symptoms are getting worse and you're not feeling right, it will be very important to seek medical attention. Again, getting the body temperature down and getting your hydration back up and resting appropriately.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey, sweetie, how was practice?
My mom was a cheerleader in school. She knows how intense it can be. That's why she always keeps me well fed.
Girls. Oh, hey, Miss J. Come on, team, we got this. Let's go. Hey, honey.
I may have picked basketball over pom-poms, but Mom, I still got the world's best cheerleader rooting me on.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
2, Eva Chicka. Number 5, Maddie Tricker. Number 6, Wyatt Wessel. Number 8, Philip Schmidt. Number 10, Lucas De Oliveira Morrow. Number 13, Teddy Baker. Number 15, Carson Griffin. Number 21, Tate Lawrence. Number 22, Cristiano Ferretti. And number 25, Yvette Fonte. Lionsbridge FC asks that we all join together to honor the United States of America with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner performed tonight by Miss Brandy Ty.
A spot in the USL League Two Conference Semifinals. Conference Finals on the line tonight at TowneBank Stadium. Nathan Epstein alongside Austin Urch to bring you this matchup. This semifinal matchup between Lionsbridge FC and Salem City FC. Glad to have you along. An absolutely perfect summer evening in Newport News, and we got a great one coming your way. Austin, you have two teams here, and the crazy storyline that we cannot ignore, a rematch of last season. These exact two teams, maybe not the same names on the field tonight. You have Lionsbridge and Salem City FC last year, known as the North Carolina Fusion, meeting on the same stage. Last year, it was a 3-1 Lionsbridge win, and this year, Salem City FC is trying to get a little bit of revenge against the boys in blue. What do you see tonight in tonight's matchup?
I was seeing a little bit of deja vu as the teams came out, were warming up, and coming into this game, it was a very long one for Salem City FC. They gutted it out, took past extra time and penalty kicks. Goalkeeper Russell Spiel, phenomenal performance. 3 saves in a row in that shootout to give his team a great advantage going into that final kick. Lionsbridge, a last-minute winner. Both these teams riding a whole bunch of momentum, and I think we're going to be in for a really great game. Like you said, last year, same stage, same field, same teams, different names, but they're the same. Both teams just ready to go here tonight at next spot in the playoffs. They're both looking for it.
Salem City FC in the white kits, Lionsbridge in the home blue kits, and as usual, one of the best home field advantages in USL League Two is alive and well. A packed house here at TowneBank Stadium, and as Austin mentioned, boy, it was a marathon for Salem City FC against the upstart Virginia Beach United, playing in the playoffs and almost coming away with that spectacular win. Salem City FC led 2-0 heading into halftime of that Friday matchup. Virginia Beach United scored 2 goals, including the game-tying goal in the 86th minute. The game went all the way to a penalty shootout after 2 overtimes, and as Austin mentioned, Wesley Spiel back in goal for Salem City FC. 3 straight saves in that penalty kick shootout. He's back in goal as Lionsbridge begins on the offensive side of things. Out of bounds, stays with the boys in blue. For Lionsbridge, it'll be Tyler Hogan back in goal. Lionsbridge coming off that 2-1 win, essentially a buzzer beater if you want to make a comparison to some other sports. Isaiah Chisolm scored in the 90th minute. 6 minutes of stoppage time added on, and Isaiah Chisolm scores with what felt like about maybe 90 seconds left in that one. Got his foot on it early on, and Wesley Spiel has to come up with a big save in the early seconds here.
Looking at the Lionsbridge squad, it's really only one change in the entire lineup for tonight, and that is the addition of number 12, Josh Gordon. He's stepping into that 18. Using every other player, the exact same that we saw last time out.
And Teddy Baker on the run for Salem City, across denied, knocked out of bounds. That'll result in the first corner of this game. Over the end line, knocked away by Lionsbridge. And Teddy Baker will do the honors from the far corner here as you look at it. Nathan Epstein, Austin Urch, set to bring you this Eastern Conference semifinal matchup. Winner moves on to the conference finals in a rematch of last year's exact same semifinal. Again, a 3-1 win for Lionsbridge. Baker about to put his left foot into it, far post, headed away. Still in action for Salem City.
It's a bit more of the same. For Lionsbridge, Salem City is a little bit of an unforced error, and now one from the boys in blue. But more of the same from Salem City. They came out to a really hot start, had 8 corner kicks in the first 90 minutes, 2 tacked on in extra time in that win against Virginia Beach United. So both teams very aggressive. They love those set pieces. That's something that Lionsbridge is going to have to be careful of.
And as you said, really only one change to that starting lineup for Lionsbridge, and that is Dom Foster. Playing for Lionsbridge tonight. He's playing the back line and towards him, but it's out of bounds. Goes by way of Lionsbridge. Bridge heating up at the right time. They ended the regular season having won 3 of their last 4 games. The only, I guess you could call it misstep, although was not a loss, was a 2-2 draw against that Virginia Beach United team that we've mentioned the last couple of games. Austin came oh so close to winning the Chesapeake Division title and denying Lionsbridge a third straight. Remember, Lionsbridge, the season opener, only won that game 1-0, and then played to a 2-2 draw in that home matchup just a few weeks ago. And so here we are, Lionsbridge, the three-time defending Chesapeake Division champions against a Salem City FC team, champions of the South Atlantic Division. And this is something interesting. This regular season, Austin, 9-0-5 draws in the regular season in division. And they still are looking for, well, still are avoiding that first blemish. So Lionsbridge has their work cut out for them today.
And I think Lionsbridge would certainly be up to the task if we saw that Lionsbridge game against Western Mass. Western Mass, the Pioneers, had the most prolific goal scorer in all of USL 2, and they kept him basically completely silent. Maybe one or two shots that didn't even threaten Hogan. And so that was a phenomenal job by the Lionsbridge defense and midfield. Certainly can't go understated. I'm excited to see what they have on the backside here today.
Chris Wally, the all-time winningest head man in Lionsbridge history, on the sideline, now in his 7th season. Last year, this team pretty much almost to the script, heated up at the right time and made it all the way to the USL League Two National Championship game, and they're starting to show signs of a serious playoff push here, heating up at the right time, having won 3 of their last 4 regular season games and coming through when they needed to against Western Mass. Pioneers really gave Lionsbridge all they could handle. Knocked away, and that is Materazzi on the back line. Jasper Winslow wins the header there. On the ground, and eventually won over Claudel Ngobu, trying to provide a little bit of pressure, but Matty Tricker keeps it away. Tricker, by the way, who provided the game-winning penalty kick for Salem City FC.
That was a phenomenal job in the shootout by Salem City. They had a couple misses, although they were able to score those 3 goals. Had, again, those 3 big saves from Spiel in a row that really set up Tricker for a lot of success. Basically, no pressure on his shoulders. Of course, if you score, you win. But if you lose, it was Virginia Beach who then had to score the next one, or they would end up losing. But still, great composure from the team regardless.
Jasper Winslow is set to throw it in for Lionsbridge. And Ngobu tries to head it to Chisholm, but it's well guarded by Wynette Wessels for Salem City, who comes away with it. Cristiano Bruletti.
For Lionsbridge, the thing that I'm going to be looking for is to see if they can try and test Spiel early in the contest. Maybe shake a little bit of that confidence, because when you come up with a big save in a shootout from a penalty kick, let alone 3, your confidence is through the roof. A little bit of an interesting foul there from Lionsbridge, and that's another thing they're going to have to be careful of. They had over 11 fouls in the first half, if I'm not mistaken, against the Pioneers, and giving chances away to a strong team like this is certainly going to be a terrible thing, and nothing great can come from that when you just give the opposition more and more chances to try and wear down Hogan, wear down your defense.
Up ahead, Ngobu stays onside. Claudel Ngobu in the box. An attempt. And a goal! It was declared offside. My goodness. Everybody thought he'd stayed onside. Sideline official sees it differently. So a 1-0 lead for Lionsbridge is wiped off the board.
That flag came up. Good early pressure though from Lionsbridge inside the first 10 minutes. And number 15 in blue, Matthew Curtin, already showing quite a bit of passion. We've seen that down the stretch, like we were talking. All 5 of those in total. A lot of passion from him. He really was a great playmaker last time out for Lionsbridge. We'll see if he'll be able to lead the squad here again tonight.
Well, and as you said, I think the big thing that he got very frustrated about, a very late offsides call, and now The fans here letting the official know it should have been Lionsbridge ball, midfield. Baker to the wing, far side. Sean Kerrigan, and nobody there. So speaking of passionate, the fans here at TowneBank Stadium already getting a little passionate. They didn't agree with the offside call, which again did come very late. And then they did not agree with the out-of-bounds call, which initially, which did give it to Salem City FC. Either way, ends up back with Lionsbridge. And Tyler Hogan back in goal, set to kick it away. And here we go with Josh Baker.
Hogan had a relatively uneventful contest against the Pioneers. Over one of those early opportunities that he did face, there was a little bit of a goalkeeping error. He couldn't quite clear the ball as far away as he wanted, and it gave the Pioneers a chance to score that first opening goal of the contest.
Jago Lott heads it back. Matthew Kirk, hand in the air, looking for a foul. Didn't get it, but it at least comes back to Lionsbridge. A sliding kick deflection. Lucas de Oliveira Ambaro had it in the midfield. And Morrow couldn't catch up to it. And now a Salem City FC player is writhing in pain on the field. That's Tate Lawrence, a reserve last game, inserted into the starting lineup this time around, holding his, what looks to be right leg. Can't see exactly what the injury may be yet.
And Jago Lott committed that last infraction, got pulled over by the official. The official called Sam Hall over as well. Good bit of sportsmanship from Lott, helping up the opposition. But I think that referee was really instilling to Hall and the rest of the team, that's really your final warning. If we see another dangerous tackle like that, you're going into the referee's book.
Ninth minute, we've already seen a corner from Salem City FC, and we saw a goal from Ngobu, from Claudel Ngobu, that was wiped off because he was offside. And again, it got the Lionsbridge fans off their feet because they really did not agree with it. A very late offside call that wiped off what would have been a 1-0 lead for Lionsbridge. 10th minute of action here at TowneBank Stadium. Free kick coming for Salem City FC.
This is one of those free kicks for Hogan. He has to be extra careful. This one could come towards the goal. Likely that we'll see it crossed into the box.
And there it is, headed away over the end line. And that will lead to another corner. Second one of the game for Salem City. Teddy Baker trots over. He took the first corner and he is set to take the second one.
Is right there next to him, is certainly going to be a player to watch for Salem City. A lot of speed, a lot of flair as well.
And that was not a very good attempt. Going far post and knocked it all over everybody. Pretty much corner to end line beyond the far post, and it's out of bounds and back to Lionsbridge.
That was just being out of bounds. Trying to drop that one right in the corner of the 6-yard box. Maybe draw Hogan off his line a little bit. See if Salem will be able to do a better job and really begin to test Hogan here.
Out of bounds back to Lionsbridge. Baker set to toss it in. Now hands it off to Winslow for the honors.
In the contest against the Pioneers for Lionsbridge, they really came out of the gate in that first 15 minutes almost on fire. It was high pressure, high tempo from them, and really it's been a very stark contrast to how they've been starting in this game. A little over 12 minutes, but just the one chance.
And Claudel Ngobu tripped up. No call still. Out of bounds, stays with Lionsbridge. The fans wanted a foul call on that one. Claudel Ngobu is really making his presence felt early on in this one. One of those physical players for head coach Chris Wally, and he is really trying to get physical so far. Josh Baker is set to throw it in. Maybe some action starting up in the box. Comes Baker, launches in the box. Chisolm is there, still there, knocked away finally, and Giving chase, Lionsbridge. Cut to the inside, bit dangerous because had he not, that was Dom Foster, and had he not completed that turnaround, then Lucas de Oliveira Moro, one of the top goal scorers in USL League Two, was waiting right there.
Certainly there's a time and place for moves like that. Fortunately, that one not coming back to bite him. Lionsbridge defense has done a pretty good job almost all season long of knowing exactly what to do with the ball at the right time.
Jasper Winslow with some free space. Quickly closed up, and they retreat back to Baker. And Gobu. Now it's Kirk, left-footed. Didn't get anything on that one. Winslow is still there, heads it in. One of these teams has to put it on the ground at some point. And there's Kirk, tackled to the ground, no whistle. And now some opportunities quickly closed up by Baker. Excellent defense. Both teams have not quite been as sharp in the early goings, and here comes Chisolm. Yeah, Austin, I think looking at this game so far, I don't know if it's a little bit of anxiousness from both teams, but definitely we have not seen two very sharp clubs in the early goings.
Part of that is due to that no one gets called down here on this side of the halfway line, but not on the other. And Kirk was the victim of physical play. Kirk was asking for a throw, and again, it's going to be a free kick. I think part of that almost fatigue is just due to those physical games that they had just the other day. Typically in USL 2, you're having at least 4 days at least in between games, usually around 7 or so. And to play such a big and important game on such short notice, I think is a big ask for these squads. So we might see a little bit of hesitation. Maybe once the second half starts, we'll see these squads pick up a little bit more.
Griffith sends. Headed away, Jago Lott gives chase. Kerrigan is there for Salem City FC. Double teamed. Sam Hall is there, the captain. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Salem City FC. And to that point, Austin, you talk about Lionsbridge, not even 48 hours after that game, which ended in the 90th minute, 6 minutes of stoppage time added. And not only physically, but emotionally, it was such a draining game. You wonder how Chris Walley's guys can respond here. And Tyler Hogan gets his hands on it for the first time tonight. And a quick response the other way. Let's see if Jasper Winslow can make something happen.
See from Hogan as he comes off his line, grabs it, holds onto it, and a quick redistribution as well to start the counter.
Looking for Sam Hall and another off-target pass. We've seen a few of those from Lionsbridge in the early going so far, only in the 16th minute. But to your point, Austin, you wonder if some of these off-target passes have a little to do with such a physical and emotional game. Last game against Western Mass, game that went all the way to about the 94th minute. Not sure officially what time that goal was scored, but it was definitely during stoppage time by Isaiah Chisolm. Mohamed Fontes well over his head for Salem City, and Lionsbridge set to throw it back in.
You had a little bit of a conversation with the man of the match as well as the head coach. I think man of the match, if I'm not mistaken, was Wyatt. And he was saying that they're going to enjoy the win, but the priority is to rest and recover and kind of kickstart that recovery process. They know they had another big game, and so we'll see how well rested, how well recovered they are.
Carson Griffith, some space. Philip Schmidt played every minute of that game on Friday against Virginia Beach United. Teddy Baker, feed to the midfield. Nice moves. Fontes crosses over. Denied. And great defense by Lionsbridge.
Really standing strong against Fontes. Fontes not letting the attacker through multiple times. Fontes tried to use a little bit of fancy footwork and even just dribbling, but Wyatt stood real strong there, didn't get baited in with an off tackle.
And I think that is one of those instances as Carson Griffith, with nobody around him, lets it slide out of bounds, gives it back to Lionsbridge. One of those instances where after such a grueling marathon of a game, you wonder how it affects them. Here comes Lucas Olivia Demoro. Left-footed and a slide and save, Tyler Hogan.
Good save, held on to it, didn't give any opportunity for any rebounds at all for Salem City.
And that was about the same angle, almost the same place where Olivia Amaro scored against Virginia Beach in that afternoon contest on Friday.
That opener in the 8th minute, so a very early goal for Salem City. However, this time, 20 minutes in, they've had a couple chances, but Lionsbridge seems to be doing all right withstanding the pressure. That was something that we saw in the game against the Pioneers.
Oh, a cut to the inside. Teddy Baker asking for the foul in the box. And this time a foul is called on Salem City. Tate Laurent, wow, that was dangerously close to a penalty kick.
I think he certainly might have had a case there. Looked like Materazzi completely whipped on the ball, caught the attacker, sent him down inside the box. Fortunate not to give away a penalty kick.
Tyler Hogan about to kick it away until a whistle blows. Official having a word with some of the coaches on Salem City's side. Oh, and a yellow card delivered to the coach.
And we do have hydration breaks here tonight. I believe in the 30th minute around the 75th. But a yellow card for the coaching staff of Salem City.
And maybe they were pleading their case that that last penalty should have been called. Instead, Claudel Ngobu, turn and go. Feed to the near side in the wing. Matt Kirk delivers in the box. A lot of blue jerseys there. Sam Hall still with it. Heads it. Chisolm fights. Still in the box. Claudel Ngobu had a left foot on it. Looks like it's deflected, results in a corner.
Immediately, the referee runs over, halts play, tells Lionsbridge to hold off on the corner. And that player is up now, seems to be doing all right, but maybe just get a once-over from the official and then maybe the medical staff.
Matt Kirk signals to his guys. Here comes the noise at the bank. Kirk, Chisolm tried to head it in. Almost did it. Almost gave Lionsbridge a 1-0 lead. Instead, it's over the crossbar and back to Salem City.
Chisolm knew he had a really great chance. Steele came off his line to punch that away. Missed it completely, but Chisolm, again, we've seen much better strikes from him. Sends that one up into the festival area.
Wessel Spiel, who we talked about, had that magnificent 3 straight save performance in that penalty kick shootout, sends it away. How critical was he in Salem City's win as Fontes gives chase? Tyler Hogan, all he has to do is clear well out of bounds, and that'll go back to Salem City.
We keep coming back to that performance in the shootout, but then also for basically the rest of the game, he had a pretty great job. There were a couple of Virginia Beach goals. It's that one given away, unfortunate there by Wyatt. A couple of goals by Virginia Beach in the second half, but in the first half, he was very strong, performed very well.
Wynette Wessels feeds. Oh, and an unintentional feed as a header. Almost over the end line, saves it. Matthew Kirk, nice tackle. And then counter is slowed down. Chisolm is body to the ground. And a whistle and a foul. So Chisolm draws the foul, free kick coming for Lionsbridge. And a header was almost a pass by Lionsbridge to an FC player, to a Salem City player.
And again, that's Foster in defense, just a mistimed clearance. Wanted to get that one further out of bounds along the sideline, but instead sent that directly towards the opposition. Certainly had Wally maybe heart rate rise just a little bit there, and his goalkeeper as well, Hogan. But in the end, not having to do much of anything as he gets that ball, and De Oliveira Morrow's sliding effort to try and take it away from him.
And two Lionsbridge players collide. Here comes Lucas Oliveira Morrow. My goodness, we have seen Lionsbridge out of sorts over the last several possessions here, and we've talked about it. It was certainly a late, emotional, physically taxing game against Western Mass, and maybe some signs of some fatigue here in the early going. Some mistimed headers on the back line. Two Lionsbridge players collide, going for it. Some out of sorts, non-crisp passing. I mean, the list goes on right now. We're waiting for the guys to kind of wake up a little bit.
Another chance, another corner for Salem City.
Sent in. Oh, Philip Schmidt. Tyler Hogan grabs it, and sure enough, grabbed it over the end line. That results in another corner. Philip Schmidt had a wide open opportunity at a header, just missed it. But either way, Tyler Hogan grabbed it over the end line, so it's out of bounds back to Salem City. 24th minute, no score. Sent in, and almost the same result as a few corners ago. Over everybody, over the end line, and innocently falls out of bounds for Lionsbridge. Back to the boys in blue.
He was trying to bend that one in from the corner flag. Probably not something you see, but did a decent job. Hogan really rooted to his spot, boxed in by the attackers on the opposite side, crowding that 6-yard box. Short goal kick from Lionsbridge, trying to keep a little bit of possession. Montrozzi sends it up the field and basically just gives it away for nothing.
Another mistake by Lionsbridge. You have to think, regardless of what the score is, Austin, heading into halftime, that Chris Wally will have some, shall we kindly say, words of encouragement for his guys.
Unfortunately for the boys, we don't have to wait that long to get talking to, and maybe about 5 minutes or so as we get that hydration break. Right, another foul, free kick. Lionsbridge really has to be careful here. It's a number of fouls that they've had inside their own half, set piece after set piece, and the referee is going to be tired of blowing his whistle, having conversations. I think he'll start reaching into his book pretty soon.
Teddy Baker and Guilherme Fontes. Fontes on the right side. Baker on the left. It's Baker. Bends it. The header! Oh, saved by Tyler Hogan. A great feed and a great header, but even better defense. Hogan in goal.
Great save by Hogan. Keeps things level. Another corner coming up, though. He might be tested again here as we saw how close that last corner was. But again, Lionsbridge just giving away these golden opportunities. And that was a great save from Hogan, but I don't know if you're going to be able to rely on him making saves like that.
Fontes, another feed, and another chance, almost again for Salem City. Stout Hogan stands strong. Waddell and Gobu, beautiful dribbling, maybe a chance. On the run, Sam Hall knocked away. Oh my goodness, and a free run at it for Delivia Alvaro Morrow. And a whistle. And Morrow is writhing on the ground. Not something you want to see if you're a Salem City fan. Your most prolific goal scorer is down on the ground, looks hurt. There was a whistle and a foul called, so it will be a free kick coming, but the most pressing issue for Salem City right now Their star player is on the ground.
Medical staff getting waved over by the sideline official on the opposite side. Spiel came all the way outside of his box, crossed the halfway line, and was getting ready to help defend his player from Lionsbridge. And that tackle for Materazzi, I think he might go in the referee's book. The yellow card coming out. One of the last defenders, I think 9 times out of 10, that's a yellow card offense. And that one time it isn't, it's because the referee didn't see it.
Sam Hall and Materazzi, along with Teddy Baker for Salem City, having a word with the official. As the trainers still tend to Lucas de Oliveira Amaro. And the trainers. Amaro is still down on the ground. He hasn't stood up yet. Gets a pat on the back from Materazzi.
We did see that yellow card be given to Materazzi. 100% the right call. One of the last defenders, and just a big dangerous tackle. No real need for it. You can try and contain the Oliveira Amaro over on that sideline after that ball was passed to him by Foster, basically. But just play that containment defense. You have the inside step. You're a strong defender. And the Oliveira Amaro really only has one opportunity, and that's to try and go to the corner.
And now Morrow limps over to the sideline. He's trying to shake it off. You can tell it looks like he's going to try and stay on the pitch. And sure enough, limps and hobbles on. He's going to try to tough it out, knowing full well the importance of this game. Spot in the Eastern Conference Finals on the line, and the guy who has provided so much offensive firepower for this club all season long is going to try to tough it out. And a free kick coming. Teddy Baker. Montez. Schmidt. And a strike is well over everything, and that was Cristiano Bruletti. Couldn't quite keep it down. He did have a good look at it from outside the 18-yard box.
Just getting sent up. Definitely not the strike he wanted as we get over to the hydration break. The two teams making their way over the sideline now. Another great chance for Salem just goes up in smoke, and it seems like it's only a matter of time before this Lionsbridge defense in their midfield is bending. It's bending. When's it going to break, though? A little bit of an opportunity now to recollect themselves. Wally is certainly going to have some words for them, but ultimately it comes down to the players on the pitch. They know what they need to do. They need to play a clean game. They need to play strong defense, but not be overly aggressive and give opportunities like that away to Salem for basically nothing.
No score. We're in the middle of a hydration break here. Eastern Conference Semifinal, rematch of last year's semifinal when Salem City was known as the North Carolina Fusion. It was a 3-1 victory for Lionsbridge. So Salem City, no doubt, with a little payback on its mind, had to gut out a marathon of a win against Virginia Beach United. Ended in a 2-2 draw, but Salem City prevailed in penalty kicks. Lionsbridge didn't quite have to play as long, but it was still a grueling match. Went all the way to extra time when Isaiah Chisolm, on a rebound, found the back of the net. His third goal of the year proved to be the game winner. Lionsbridge had to hold on for maybe a minute or two longer against Western Mass. Pioneers gave them all they could handle, and now Salem City is giving Lionsbridge all it can handle. In the 31st minute, no score. Tyler Hogan has, I think, about 4 saves by my count, and 3 of them have been spectacular. A couple of them sliding. There's no doubt this Salem City FC team has tested Hogan a few times today. He has stood strong, but as you mentioned, Austin, it's only a matter of time. If Lionsbridge keeps on their heels the way that Salem City has put them on their heels the last several possessions, you can't expect that Tyler Hogan, good as he is, you can't rely on him to be that spectacular from minute 0 to minute 90.
It's really been almost a complete role reversal for Lionsbridge compared to that Western Mass game where it was Lionsbridge who was so aggressive. They were ready to go, playing great soccer, And now it's Salem City doing the exact same thing to Lionsbridge. Lionsbridge just hanging on, doing a decent job so far, but they really have to get into their rhythm, find their groove, start with simple passes, make sure they're maintaining possession coming up through the midfield.
Lucas de Oliveira Amaro gives chase with Dom Foster. Knocks it out. All he can do with Olivia Amaro giving chase, and that's a storyline we're going to have to keep our eyes also on, Austin, is Lucas de Oliveira Amaro, the leading goal scorer for this Salem City team, went down hard, stayed on the ground for a few minutes, eventually limped towards the sideline, and had to sort of shake it off as he came back onto the pitch, and he'll try to gut it out for his team. Kerrigan with a feed. Fontes stays with it. Oh, great tackle, great defense by Jago Lott. And maybe a counter coming for Lionsbridge. And that quickly stalled out. Fontes knocked it away, and now back to work. Salem City, Philip Schmidt throws it in.
Yeah, it's really good sideline defense from Lionsbridge, though, limiting the number of opportunities that Salem has to deliver into the box. They're being tested, though, again.
Foul called on Salem City. Free kick gives it right back to Lionsbridge. We're in the 34th minute. Still no score. Salem City certainly has played the better half of soccer. There's no doubt about that. This game could easily be 1 or 2-0 Salem City. But Tyler Hogan has been stout in goal tonight. About 3 or 4 saves, and 2 of them have been excellent.
The good news is for Lionsbridge that they still have about 10 minutes to hold on, maybe switch things around a little bit, but then that entire second half, we're going to have to see basically a completely different Lionsbridge than we've seen here in the first 35 minutes. It could start with this.
Space for Ngobu. Matthew Kirk, a little heel flick. And a foul called, and Stam Hall, absolutely infuriated, volleyball spikes it to the ground in frustration as a foul was called on Lionsbridge. Sam Hall has to be a little careful. The official sees that. They could penalize him. And the player on the ground for Salem City is number 6, Wynan Wessels. These officials have certainly heard it from the Lionsbridge faithful tonight. Now Wessels has to be helped up.
It seems like any time that Lionsbridge is really starting to gain just a little bit of momentum, they immediately halt it, whether it's a foul, just a careless pass, giving the ball away, something. They're always doing something to proverbially shoot themselves in the foot.
Let's talk about momentum a little bit here, Austin. It's certainly with Salem City FC. They have been very, very close, and Lionsbridge is still looking for that one play, that one pass, that one attempt, that one shot on goal that can maybe change things a little bit here. Sam Hall defending in the box. Sends it away, but it's still with Salem City. Kerrigan with it.
You talk about the momentum and Salem really having it almost the entirety of this game, when it seems like your team almost just gets into that flow state where you don't really have to work very hard at all. Everything just coming to you so naturally. And then on the opposite side of the ball, it's Lionsbridge. You feel like nothing is going your way. You have to force plays that aren't there, make rash decisions, and it comes back to bite you like that one. Another blatant giveaway for Lionsbridge.
Olivia Amaro, guarded well by Sam Hall. Baker. And another whistle and another foul called on the boys in blue.
And it looked like Olivia Amaro just tried to go right through Sam Hall, tried to jump around him, and unable to do so, obviously, because Sam Hall, just a little bit bigger than him, goes down to the ground, gets the foul call, but another free kick, another dangerous chance, and I'm A little bit worried for Hogan that he's going to be tested again here.
Sure enough, this free kick, maybe just a few feet, maybe 2 feet outside that 18-yard box. Fontes and Baker stand next to it. A crowd in the box. Fontes delivers. And easily knocked away by Kirk. And a header bounces right to the belly of Hogan. And that was pretty good defense by Lionsbridge.
Now you see Baker as well as Hogan just motioning to the team to settle down, catch their breaths, take a second, hold on to this ball. Too many times they've just given it away. Now we'll see what Hogan does here.
Cristiano Bruletti knocks it out of bounds. Back to Lionsbridge. Boys in blue have not been very crisp on the offensive side. A lot of unforced giveaways. A lot of chances for Salem City. Materazzi has to be careful with Fontes providing pressure.
And that crispness is something that they were doing really well in that final 4-game stretch of the regular season. Wally was singing their praises about how it was just some of the best soccer that they've played the entire season. And it seems like it's just completely left the building here tonight for Lionsbridge. You talked about momentum earlier, and all it can take really is just that one call to go your way, one good run, a good cross, and something kind of just flips that switch for you and your squad mentally. We'll see if Lionsbridge can have a little bit of luck go their way here, and whether it's forced by Ngobu, great dribbling by him.
And Ngobu able to get it up to Jasper Winslow. Feeds it in. And Chisolm was there just a little bit too high. Diego Lott to Winslow. Left-footed feed, Sam Hall! And right to the goalkeeper. It was one of the best pieces we've seen from Lionsbridge all game.
They're starting to look up for Lionsbridge. We'll see if that's really what it takes to kind of kick them into that next gear, kickstart their offense, and see if they can get a little bit more going here before the end of the first half.
Spiel sends it. Won by Olivier Romero. And now the other way, counterattack. Heads back to Spiel. No score in this Eastern Conference Semifinal. Both teams have had a few chances. Definitely some sharper soccer from the team wearing white, Salem City FC from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And right as I mentioned that, an unforced error out of bounds. Lionsbridge with it. Let's see if they can take advantage with Jasper Winslow. Throws it in, Matthew Kirk. Winslow. Up ahead, Chisolm. Feeds it. Ngobu. And another foul called. This one against Lionsbridge. Ngobu, well guarded, well defended. Didn't have a whole lot of space. Did get a foot on it, but it was defended well by Salem City.
Another good job by Lionsbridge going forward, almost getting another cross in. Ngobu, I think he just had that one crossed up in his feet. He had an opportunity to take that shot inside the box. Couldn't really get too much behind it, but things are again continuing to move up for Lionsbridge. Just that extra bit of pressure that they're creating here at the end of the first half could pay dividends for them as they come into that halftime break. They have momentum a little bit higher than it was maybe 10 minutes ago. That one goes out off of Salem City. It'll be a goal kick for Lionsbridge. Another big win for the defense. They get to have possession here. Just a couple minutes left in the half. We'll see if they can string together another attack. Bring the ball up through the midfield. Send it down on the wings. Winslow has been doing a really great job over on this near side of the field. So the goal kick on the opposite side. Kirk moving over there with Hall. Diego Lott as well moving up the field. Everyone for Lionsbridge trying to vacate their own half.
Bunched up near the midfield as Hogan sends it away. Initially won by Sam Hall, now Matthew Kirk. Ngobu. Salem City initially asking for a handball. Montez. Matarazzi defends well. Yves Choyap knocks it out initially. Stays with Salem City. Across. Headed away, stays with Salem City. Headed out of bounds by Jago Lott. Pardon me, by Jasper Winslow. Sliding defense by Josh Baker. And a counter coming from Matthew Kirk. Ngobu wins that battle. Into the box, towards the end line, and crossed, and that'll result in a corner attempt for Lionsbridge. Haven't seen many of those for the boys in blue tonight. Approaching the 44th minute, no score in this Eastern Conference Semifinal.
Continues the momentum down the field. He's given Lionsbridge just their second corner of the half. Such a late moment. What a chance this could be if they're able to strike.
Matthew Kirk has delivered some excellent corners in the last several games. Feeds it. Hall. And Ngobu. Still with it. It's Kirk. A little floater. The header!
Right place at the right time, able to get the job done, puts the boys in blue up by one at home, going into halftime. Such a big swing of momentum.
Wow. Salem City FC had really flexed its muscle for much of this first half. Really kept Lionsbridge on its heels. Tyler Hogan with some excellent goalkeeping. Kept Salem City off the board. And then right as the first half clock was winding down, Matthew Kirk with another brilliant delivery, and Dom Foster inserted into the starting lineup for today's matchup. Heads it in, and here we stand, a 1-0 Lionsbridge lead. Minutes of extra time added, and that's where we are now with Claudel Ngobu playing a little bit of tight defense for the free kick coming for Salem City.
We'll get set to take this one. I think maybe one more chance here for Salem as they try and answer back to that blow delivered by Lionsbridge. Perfect timing going right into that halftime. Not much time left here for Salem as they try and start something up. Good defensive header by Matarazzi as that one goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the visitors, though.
Beautiful dribbling by Olivier Amaro. Oh, and intercepted. Isaiah Chisolm, can he get another knocked down? And a yellow card delivered for Olivier Amaro.
other side of that ball, he kind of just had to bring him down as one of the last defenders. Otherwise, you risk going down into the halftime break 2-0 after giving up those 2 goals in the last 3 minutes.
And Matthew Kirk already has an assist. Today, can he make it too? Stoppage time, 45th minute, a 1-0 Lionsbridge lead in this Eastern Conference Semifinal. Sam Hall in the area, and a strike! Defended well by Salem City. Materazzi. And Jago Lott was in the area, just wasn't quite ready for it. So Lionsbridge very close to making it 2-0. And Austin, a theme that we have seen all season long, when the clock winds down and when you're in crunch time, that's when Lionsbridge seems to buckle up and come away with the big play when it matters.
The best part about that for Lionsbridge is that it hasn't been that one player who's that X factor. It's the entire team. Everyone on the roster can step up at that time when they really need it. We saw that with the goal just the other day in the 90th minute for Lionsbridge. Chisolm scoring that one. Close of the first half here. Wyatt able to convert on that. Foster, time and time again, this side delivers when they really need it most. We go into the halftime break. Again, what a first half. Night and day performance from Lionsbridge in that first 35 minutes and then that last 10.
45 minutes of this Eastern Conference semifinal in the books. 44 minutes of scoreless soccer. And right when you think we're headed to the halftime locker room tied at 0, Dom Foster strikes for Lionsbridge, and here we stand, Lionsbridge with a 1-0 lead. We're going to go to break and come right back. Right before we get the second half started, you're watching the Eastern Conference semifinals of USL League Two. Nathan Epstein, Austin Hirsch here to bring you the action. Back in a few moments.
Yes. All right.
Ooh.
Who is Jacob Hard Eyes Winkface?
A boy.
A person.
A person. A special person? Maybe like a
Dessert?
boy?
I got your favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. I'm gonna let it happen.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
The rotator cuff is a group of muscles that surround the shoulder joint, as you can see here. There's 4 of them, and like all muscles, they have a muscle belly, which is this red fleshy portion here, and a white tendinous portion. And so when the rotator cuff tears, essentially what happens is the white tendon comes off the bone. The recovery is basically, you're in a sling for about 6 weeks to allow the tendon to heal. By 3 months, I let patients get back to things like lifting weights, playing golf, swimming, things of that nature.
Hoops. They're everywhere, especially when it comes to banking. Lots of banks offer you big promises with their checking accounts, but there's always a hoop to jump through. At Langley, we don't like hoops. Our Smart Checking offers great features like getting your paycheck up to 3 days early, no monthly fees, and no minimum balances. No hoops, just straightforward banking with Langley. Open your Smart Checking account today.
A yard without mosquitoes is always the most popular yard in the neighborhood.
They're home. Scatter.
Homeowners, consider yourselves warned.
Again?
Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
As soon as you arrive, you'll see it in the people you meet and the way we follow through. At Bowditch Ford, your dealership experience will be one of total satisfaction. Our professional sales associates make buying easy, fast, and fun. And when it comes to service, experience better. From maintenance to repair to parts, collision, even our quick lane, we do it better. Your time is valuable and your dollars hard-earned. We'll take care of you. Bowditch Ford, a tradition of doing the right thing.
Great vision and healthy eyes are the goal at Peninsula Eye Care. Optometrists diagnose and treat many disorders of the eye and visual system and are a great addition to your healthcare team. We prescribe glasses, contact lenses, and medications to serve you. I'm Dr. David Buck, and if you're looking for a team that will care about you and is ready to listen, come see us at Peninsula Eye Care.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
See for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Chisolm, 92.3 Academy time. WYKA and TicketSmarter.com. And Lionsbridge FC would like to wish a very happy birthday to Finnegan May. And let's give another big round of applause for this weekend's ball kids from Golden Ball Soccer Academy.
One half gone by in this Eastern Conference Semifinal matchup between Lionsbridge and Salem City FC. Lionsbridge leads it 1-0 after the header in the 44th minute by Don Foster. The assist delivered by Matthew Kirk. Tyler Hogan has been spectacular in goal for Lionsbridge. 4 saves in the first half, and 3 of them were absolutely brilliant to keep Salem City off the board, and Lionsbridge 1 half away from a return trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nathan Epstein and Austin Urch at the bank. TowneBank Stadium rocking on this July 21st evening in Newport News. And Austin, what do we see from that first half, and what do we expect here in the second half?
It's a great showing from Salem FC, and it's a really poor showing from Lionsbridge in the first 35, 40 or so minutes. But then Lionsbridge got just a little bit of momentum going. They got one attack down, sent it across. It was a shot went straight to the goalkeeper, but that seemed to kickstart their offense. And what a kickstart it was. It gave them a goal in the final 5 minutes of the half. A great way to end a really disappointing half, if we're being honest. Lionsbridge not playing like the team that we've used to been seeing. So it was refreshing to see that they still have life. And on the other side of the field, Salem City, it was a great dominant display for those first 35 minutes, but nothing to show for it. Like you said, a couple of really great saves from Hogan, keeping his side in it, keeping things scoreless. And now here in the second half, it's up to Salem to answer back.
And Wessel Spiel now with it. Played pretty well in that first half, although Austin, he really didn't have to make many saves in that first half. Was relatively quiet for him in goal up until that flurry at the end of the first half, and especially that absolutely perfect cross and send by Matthew Kirk to give Don Foster the chance at the header. And up ahead, nothing doing as Materazzi heads it over. Kirk fights for it and wins that battle. Left-footed flick. Isaiah Chisolm gives chase in the box. Still with it. Chisolm. Feet to the middle, and no crosser was there.
Unfortunate for Chisolm there. Didn't see Sam Hall coming in behind him, but a great job by the forward to use his size advantage over the defender.
Fontez, now maybe a chance for Salem City. And cleared away, Sam Hall. And the pace is picked up a little bit here at TowneBank Stadium. Already we've seen some attacks go all the way to the box for each side. 1-0, Lionsbridge leads it. Winner moves on to the Eastern Conference Final.
We saw Isaiah go down with an injury earlier in the first half. It was his right leg, if I'm not mistaken, but he's back out there again for the second. We'll see how long he can carry on. He's in that right-hand side of the formation up top for them. A great goal scorer is battling again. A really physical job by the Lionsbridge defense. He was brought down hard by Materazzi, stayed into the contest.
Claudel Ngobu, who had a goal wiped off after a very late offside call, draws the foul.
If the Oliveira Morrow isn't able to continue at any point, we didn't see too many substitutions from Salem City in the previous game. but one of them that we did was Steve Hernandez. He came onto the field, and what an impact he had. It was due to an injury, but he was able to get an assist on a goal and then scored later on. Talk about a super sub. Maybe I think it would be pretty wise for Salem to bring him into the contest with just how big of an impact he had, how quickly. And when you're down by one, come out of the first half, starting the second with a big exclamation point like that. Level things up and then put Lionsbridge on the back foot.
Jasper Winslow. Oh, Chisolm had some space but quickly closed up. And now tackle brilliant by Salem City. Hey, Olivia Romero. Again, we talked about had that injury in the first half. Lawrence. Oh, the shot by Teddy Baker, well off target. And Lionsbridge may have dodged a bullet on that one.
Offsides as well, but still, you don't want to be giving up chances like that, because one of those times that man is going to be on sides. And again, we said this earlier in the game, you can rely on Hogan to make some great saves, but you can't do it every single time Salem City brings the ball down to your defensive end.
49th minute. Tyler Hogan sends it off. Chisolm is the only man there, just whiffs on the header. Floats out of bounds and goes back to Lionsbridge. Tom Foster credited with that lone goal in the first half. Quickly made his way towards the track and fired up the home Lionsbridge crowd. Another packed house here at TowneBank Stadium. Season on the line tonight for both teams, and this home crowd for Lionsbridge doesn't want it to end tonight. Salem City trying for some payback after losing to this same team last year. This very stage. Winslow. And that is well off target. Again, caught in that no man's land, Austin. Maybe wasn't sure if he wanted to pass it or try for the score himself. And either way, sails over everything and back to Salem City.
He was carrying quite a bit of speed down towards the end line. That last touch really kind of got away from him, put it too far out in front where he wasn't able to take another touch, corral it before it got to the end line. Forced to do something, a bit of a disappointing end to that play, but again, nice job by Lionsbridge.
And a goal kick coming for Lionsbridge. Five minutes in, maybe a chance for both teams. By the way, Lionsbridge sticking with their same starting 11. Chisolm heads it up ahead, Sam Hall. And a brilliant feed up ahead. All still with it, it's Foster, and Tyler Hogan comes well off his line. Foster was charging, or Fontes, excuse me.
He's another one of those players for Salem who has a ton of speed and can split in an instant. Just give him a little bit of space, he's more than able to take advantage of it. Good awareness from Hogan in goal, though, to come off his line quickly as soon as he saw that his defense was in a little bit of trouble.
Teddy Baker feeds middle, knocked away. Matarazzi stays with Lionsbridge, and Sean Kerrigan puts it back into play. Philip Schmidt. Olivia Romero seems to move pretty well, and now hits the turf again, and right as I say that, he's knocked down, and this time grabbing his back. Oh my goodness. That seems to be helped up pretty quickly by Matthew Kirk, and first half went down with that apparent right leg injury, had to limp to the sideline for just a moment, and fights it out, gets back on the pitch, and here does the same. Went down hard on his tailbone, looked like, and That leads to a free kick for Salem City. I tell you what, that's one tough player, Lucas de Oliveira Amaro. Really showing some spunk for that Salem City team, now down 1-0. But they got a free kick coming just outside the midfield circle.
He's a guy that his team has really relied on all season long, and when it comes down to a big game like this, he wants to continue on and play for the squad.
The feed, Hogan bats it away. Maybe a counterattack coming. Ngobu slowed up. Stays with it. Great dribbling. Cristiano Rouletti really prevented a counterattack. And now it's right back to Ngobu. Turn and go. Sam Hall stays onside. In the box, the cross. Oh, and Chisolm was there. Lets it slide right by him. Sam Hall still firing up the crowd. Great chance by Lionsbridge. Isaiah Chisolm had it right in the crosshair. Just couldn't put a foot on it.
Great counterattack from Lionsbridge. Such a night and day difference from this squad in the first 35 minutes of the game.
Tate Lorenz heads it out of bounds, and it's back to Lionsbridge. Yeah, Austin, the one thing that is certainly apparent is these guys are much sharper, cleaner here in this second half. And we knew that Chris Wally, always one for honest conversation, probably gave his guys the pep talk that they needed at the time. Lorenz fights for it, Teddy Baker. Back to Lorenz. Tries to chase it down one-on-one versus Materazzi. Materazzi is spun down, and that leads to a goal kick. It was knocked out by Lorenz.
Materazzi is one of those players who's got to be a little bit careful. He's sitting on a yellow card due to his challenge on De Oliveira earlier in the first half. And then De Oliveira ended up getting one towards the end of the first half. So just a couple players with cards coming into this game. The coaching staff for the visitors here tonight, Salem City, also with a card. They got one pretty early on. But Baker and also Kirk have had quite a few challenges that they've been called for fouls on. And so they have to be careful here in the second half not to pick up another card.
Ngobu was grabbed around the waist. Sam Hall tried to get things moving at the midfield, and now comes back away with it. Josh Baker looking for Claudel Ngobu, who had to get back on side before he touched it. So everything slowed down there for Lionsbridge. 55th minute. Best chance we've seen just a minute ago. Sam Hall with a breakaway and a feed to the middle. Isaiah Chisolm. Oh, here comes Lorenz. No flag, onside, and knocked away brilliantly. Out of bounds, back to Salem City. Again, the fans don't like it. Looks like substitutions coming, and Lockie Fay is set to check in tonight. Jago Lott trots over to the sideline, and we get our first look at Lockie Fay. Starts off on defense. And Fay, right to the action right away. Lorenz battles for it. Over the end line, out of bounds. It's only a throw-in right next to the corner.
Great job by Materazzi preventing that from going out for a corner kick. It's just a throw-in here for Salem, but still a chance to put some pressure on Hogan and the Lionsbridge defense.
Sean Kerrigan floats it in. And headed, but not a very strong one, as Tyler Hogan now picks it up and is set to get things moving for Lionsbridge. 57th minute, a 1-0 Lionsbridge lead. Dom Foster credited with the only goal of the game after a header in the feed from Matthew Kirk, who now battles and wins that header.
Matthew Kirk, who delivered the initial corner in outside the box. He was sent away by Salem City. However, Kirk, right place at the right time, great awareness out on the field. Got it back outside the box, sent it in, and a great goal for Lionsbridge to go up by 1 late at the very end of the first half.
Space for Sam Hall in one of those unforced errors. Tried to cross it, bent it too far, and out of bounds back to Salem City. Opposite side. A fight for it, and won by Lionsbridge. Out of bounds, back to Bridge.
Fortunate break there for Lionsbridge as they give away the ball, but then Salem just does the exact same thing over on the other side of the field. And you mentioned how it was just a big change for Lionsbridge at around that 30th, 35th minute, and that's when that hydration break was. He said Wally's never one to mince words, and I think that certainly came into great effect there. He told the team exactly what they had to hear. Not what they wanted to hear, but what they had to get that change in behavior.
We talk about some dangerous play in goal. Wessel Spiel had Isaiah Chisolm closing in. Sam Hall gets it back for the boys in blue. Tom Foster, the only goal scorer tonight, back to Hall. Hugs the sideline, knocked out of bounds by Kerrigan, stays with Lionsbridge. There will be another hydration break here in the second half, 75th minute, that's when we expect it. Sam Hall looks for Ngobu, guarded well by Matty Tricker. And maybe something moving here. Montez. Oh, beautiful feed, just too far ahead of Lucas de Oliveira Amaro, who broke away, just couldn't catch up to it, and Tyler Hogan, an easy save.
And that was just on the wrong side of the defender, no one over there for Salem City. I think he had de Oliveira Amaro on his right-hand side, just didn't play it to him, didn't even play it to space where he could get to it. A big wasted chance for the visitors, and when you're down by 1 in the second half, you haven't had too many chances in the second 45. You certainly have to capitalize on them when you get the opportunity. Test the goalkeeper. Hogan, not too many saves here in the second half. Certainly was busy in the first 45, but it's been a quiet or so, maybe 10, 15 minutes for him in these last sequence of plays.
'60th minute, about 30 minutes and some change of regulation time left in this Eastern Conference Semifinal. Opposite post, Tate Lorenz has to chase it down, keeps it in bounds. Great save. Sean Kerrigan battling against Chisolm. Out of bounds stays with the boys in the white jerseys. Yves Choyat ready to throw it in. Bridge backs off just a little bit, playing some defense. Lockie Fay tried to clear. Still danger.
This is some of the best soccer that we've been seeing, at least possession-wise, for Salem City in quite some time. Towards the end of the first half, it was really the Lionsbridge show, and now the visitors having a chance to sort of flex their soccer muscle. They pick up another free kick inside the Lionsbridge half. That was really something that Lionsbridge was doing quite well, and that was fouling. They gave away so many fouls, so many free kicks and set pieces. It's a great chance for Salem in the first half to go up multiple times. Hogan bailed out the boys in blue so many times. We'll see if he's able to do the same here. Been a bit more disciplined to start the second half, but that certainly has to carry over for the rest of the game.
Baker sends it box, and a header by Philip Schmidt over Tyler Hogan and over the crossbar. It was a good feed and a good header, just not quite good enough. Philip Schmidt had position, just couldn't quite put it on target.
And that's one for Lionsbridge. You take a big sigh of relief. Schmidt able to shape the defender, and Hogan wasn't tested again, but wasn't even put on target. But you don't want that one-on-one situation where Hogan has to face a header coming his way, basically uncontested.
Ball hasn't touched the ground for about 8 players. Still hasn't touched the ground. Still in the air. My goodness. Ball hit about 10 players before it finally got back on the ground. Joya. Maddie Tricker scored that game-winning goal in the penalty shootout last game against Virginia Beach United.
In the previous game, it was Salem City who scored the first 2 goals of the contest, and then they sort of sat back, relaxed a little bit, let off the gas. There's another foul given away by Lionsbridge. That one on Faye.
And maybe the official a little bit more liberal with the whistle on that one. Faye tried to back off, tried to put the hands up, but the official wasn't buying it, and they give it to Salem City quickly back into play. Montez, brilliant tackle by Jasper Winslow. And Isaiah Chisolm fought for it, couldn't quite win it.
Back to that point for Salem City, they relaxed a little bit too much and ended up giving Virginia Beach an opening back into the game, scoring 2 consecutive goals, ended up sending it to extra time and then the shootout. Hopefully we don't see that here from Lionsbridge, as they've played a much more defensive style in this second half.
On a misplay, George Wyatt, unforced error, out of bounds, back to Salem City. Both teams work in the midfield the last several minutes. Joyup and Sam Hall, along with Claudel Ngobu, come up to meet him. Lorenz. This could be trouble for Lionsbridge. And great defense by Matarazzi. Little flick, and Matthew Kirk with a header. And what a header by Faye, trying to get things moving for Bridge. Almost accomplished that. Carson Griffith, far side.
Faye again, they're showing off his speed, and again, his size coming into such a big benefit there, able to quickly move around the midfielder and get his head on that one, poking it away.
And as you said, Austin, Lionsbridge really sitting back here the first about 10 minutes of this second half, really concentrating on that defensive side. Aside from that one great run by Sam Hall and the brilliant feed, Isaiah Chisolm almost made it 2-0 Lionsbridge. They've really sat back in a defensive mode here. They're gonna have to play some defense here. Joya. And Ngobu. Bodies him up. Out of bounds, and that is a great defensive stand. Carson Griffith could not keep it in bounds.
Substitute comes up to the center line, gets ready to come into the game. Looks like it's Hatley over on the opposite side of the field. Not necessarily a forward, but another player to bolster that midfield, help that transition game. And like you said, Lionsbridge, a lot of defending. However, we saw in the first half where so much defending really wears you down, wears you out. And when you're up by 1, it's a dangerous style to play. Of course, being overly aggressive is equally, if not more dangerous. Free kick for Salem.
And another foul against Lionsbridge. And once again, Lucas de Oliveira Morrow is down on the ground. He has had to put up with a beating tonight. Injured his right leg, limped over to the sideline in the first half. Took a hard spill, landed on his tailbone here in the second, and then once again has to be helped up. One thing about Oliveira Morrow, you can't question his toughness. As another free kick is coming, and Lionsbridge has had to play defense on quite a number of these today. Austin, as Guilherme Fontes sets up alone next to it. Fontes is set and delivers, and right to Hogan. Hogan stands there and swallows that one up and is set to put it back into play for the boys in blue. Ahead, Isaiah Chisolm. Ngobu. And he finds something. Tried to flick it for the feed. Sam Hall was charging. Deflected out of bounds. And that results in a corner for Lionsbridge. I don't know if you saw it, Austin, but Ngobu tried to flick it up towards Sam Hall, who was all alone. No doubt he would have tried to put a head on that one. Either way, it does result. As Christian Hatley checks into the game. And Matthew Kirk heads back toward the sideline. Kirk delivered the game-winning assist that led to a goal by Isaiah Chisolm last game. And his assist today led to the heading goal by Dom Foster. 68th minute. Corner on the way. And it in! And once again, it's Isaiah Chisolm! That's a Lionsbridge goal! Isaiah Chisolm, and his goal tonight puts Lionsbridge up 2-0. Wow! 69th minute of action, and Lionsbridge now with a commanding 2-0 lead. 20 minutes and some change away from a repeat trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's 4 goals on the season for Isaiah Chisolm. 2 here in these playoffs. He has been absolutely sensational. Montez tries to respond. Lockie Fay with a nice tackle. And it was very close. Lockie Fay has to be careful in that situation. It does lead to a corner for Salem City as chance of LBFC rained down from the crowd.
The first half for Salem trying to answer back that Lionsbridge goal with the corner of their own.
And Matarazzi heads it away. Christian Hatley. Back out Carson Griffith. Another foul against Lionsbridge. I gotta tell you, I think if there's another foul again, goes against Lionsbridge, and a yellow card this time on Claudel Ngobu. So now Claudel Ngobu, his name in the officials' book in 71st minute.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard foul by Ngobu, but again, it's just another one that Lionsbridge is committing, and now the officials sort of having to step in, intervene, try and settle the game down, prevent Lionsbridge from getting too aggressive and possibly playing a bit dangerous.
Ngobu is grabbed, but plays through it. Still on the run. Look at Claudel Ngobu charging through everybody. He's still got it. And wow, a foul is called against Lionsbridge. And a yellow card delivered to Guilherme Fontes. Things have gotten a little bit charged up here these last few seconds.
Both players between Ngobu and the defender, both of them grabbing onto the jerseys. I'm not sure if I was the referee, I would give that call since it was just both sides that were pulling onto the jerseys, holding each other. Ngobu still had this step though, despite all that, after battling through a couple of midfielders and defenders. The official over by the bench gets the red card out. And coach sent off for for Salem City, and not necessarily a big physical blow to the team out on the field, but a mental one.
Wow, what a turn of events. But in a good showing of sportsmanship, the coaching staff for Lionsbridge extends their hand and gives them a high five. Obviously, an extremely emotional game for both sides. Season on the line, as well as a spot in the Eastern Conference Finals. Salem City trails it 2-0 after the red card delivered to the head coach. And meanwhile, Lionsbridge looking for more. Up ahead, Christian Hatley, far side. Hatley with fresh legs into the game for the first time tonight. Tackled away brilliantly. Montez. Still a fight for it. Christian Hatley battles. Salem City comes out with it. Yeah, it's not very often, 73rd minute, it's not very often you see a foul called against one team and then the other team draws a yellow card and eventually a red card.
Like Lionsbridge was able to play advantages and Gogu stayed on his feet, but then just getting called for that foul further down the line, just a little bit frustrating.
And the officials let him play on. Lucas de Oliveira Morrow is sent to the ground. The officials didn't see anything worth blowing the whistle over. And so, things are certainly heating up a little bit here. 74th minute, hydration break coming in about 50 seconds, give or take. Opposite side to Carson Griffith. Now Philip Schmidt back down, Cristiano Bruletti. Salem City works it around, Teddy Baker. Floats it to the head of Fontes. A nice clear.
Now, if you're Salem, you really start looking to that bench. You got Steven Hernandez over there, a huge impact in the previous game against Virginia Beach United, coming on for an injured player early in the first half. Got 75 minutes into the game, a couple of chances, nothing really in the second half. It was all the first 45 where you had those opportunities. I think it would be very wise to put that substitute on and really try and reignite your offense, get something going as Lionsbridge able to get that throw in. Initially, it was called for Salem City to have possession, and now we'll get that stop for the hydration break. The teams head over the sidelines. A couple of substitutes getting ready for Salem on the opposite side. They're by the fourth official. We'll have to see who those come in for in just a moment.
So here comes the hydration break. You can tell the stakes are getting a little bit higher here as we approach the final 25 minutes of this one. Nathan Epstein, Austin Urch here at TowneBank Stadium on a beautiful night in Newport News. Eastern Conference Semifinals. The wave has started here amongst the fans at TowneBank Stadium. Another packed house. More energy tonight from this absolutely fantastic Lionsbridge home crowd. Keeping our eye on the other side of the bracket. Haven't seen a score update yet, but whoever wins this one, Seacoast United against Vermont Green. And those two are fighting for the other spot in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not sure exactly yet who will represent. You don't even know in this game yet. And as you said, Austin, this game is far from over. The dreaded 2-0 lead exists for Lionsbridge right now. We both know what can happen with one play, one call, one goal can change everything. So Lionsbridge knows, and I'm sure Chris Wally is talking about it inside that huddle right now. This game is far from over, and Lionsbridge still has a lot of work left if they want to represent in the Eastern Conference Finals.
We talked earlier in the broadcast about momentum and how it swings like a pendulum, and how it was all Salem City for the first 30 minutes, and then it was Lionsbridge to close out the first half. And it was after that hydration break is when that swing took place. And now here, Salem City, they had the hydration break. They've got a lot of work to do. Without their coach, their assistant coaching staff now has to take over. And so they don't quite have that benefit of the head coach, but still, they know they've got work to do. Now maybe we'll see a little bit of role reversal again. Salem City is able to buckle down, get the job done. They first have to get that one goal. You can't score two at once. It just takes one at a time.
opposite side of the pitch from Sam Hall to Jasper Winslow. Steve Hernandez defending in for the first time tonight. And Hernandez with fresh legs with a nice tackle. And that was maybe the easiest foul call of the night against Winslow. Also into the game, Lucas Gonzalez steps in for Salem City FC. Carson Griffith is on the bench. And that was a yellow card actually on Jasper Winslow. That's 3 yellow cards against Lionsbridge tonight. '78th minute. 2 goals tonight. Isaiah Chisolm on the header off the corner. And as well for Lionsbridge, Dom Foster. Both on headers. Teddy Baker works it inside the box. Double teamed. And great defense as Josh Baker clears it. Tate Lorenz, guarded well by Sam Hall, heads it away. Lorenz still working against Hall. Over the end line, results in a corner. Sam Hall asking for a foul. There haven't been many for Lionsbridge tonight.
It's been 4 fouls from Salem City, which is quite a stark contrast to the 15 from Lionsbridge. Lionsbridge always plays a physical game. Sometimes, though, it gets the better of them.
Talk about that one play that can change everything. Salem City tries to get on the board. Nowhere near. The only person in the vicinity, Sam Hall. The captain knocks it away. Christian Hatley comes all the way from the other side of the field to try to keep it in bounds. Can't do it, but a great run. Cristiano Bruletti puts it back into play.
But again, we'll see how much of an impact that corner had for Salem City as they look to move up the field again. Lionsbridge, now that 2-goal advantage. They've got to be a little bit more comfortable defending than just a 1-goal lead, but sometimes, as we've seen so far this season, that 2-0 lead for Lionsbridge can be a very dangerous thing.
Schmidt, and the feed inside. Knocked away, Sam Hall. Great defense. Lucas D'Olivia Romaro. He's been guarded well all night by Claudel Ngobu. Into the game tonight, Lucas Gonzalez. Joya. The near wing and Cristiano Bruletti. Patient soccer from Salem City, and a strike. Oh, and it gets free, and Tyler Hogan has to come off his line and covers that one up.
Right towards the edge of the 6-yard box, a great chance for Salem City. That could be what they need to try and start their offense here tonight. They are running out of time, though. 10 minutes before the end of the 90th minute. Then we'll see a little bit of stoppage time added on. But the bad news for them, there hasn't been that much. Not nearly as anything that we saw like when Lionsbridge faced the Western Mass Pioneers. There was at least 6 minutes of added time there. It really took almost 10 minutes, at least thanks to the goal from Lionsbridge at the dying moments of the game. So Salem City, they have to move fast. They've got to get that first goal. They've got to bring the ball back up towards the center of the field. They've got to just keep pushing forward. They can't get careless. They can't force something if it's not there. They need to hold on to possession the entire time. There, they lose the ball on the opposite side of the field, and now they have to work just that much harder to get it back. They have to hold off this Lionsbridge attack. Lionsbridge, though, time on their side, they're playing the possession game. They're playing smart soccer. They send it down to the other side of the field, and now Salem City has to come back up through the midfield, put in a lot of effort to even get a shot off.
Offsides is the call against Salem City. And more subs coming in from Lionsbridge. name we haven't heard too much of this season for Lionsbridge, Charlie Elliott. Is in the game for the first time. Holman Jennings is into the game, as well as Coleman Jennings and Harry Rowe. Harry Rowe is into the game tonight for Lionsbridge. And Harry Rowe, it's funny, Austin. Harry Rowe has not been somebody that pops off the stat sheet, but he has been crucial in the final minutes of these last several games.
And he's done a great job defensively, just preserving those margins of victory for Lionsbridge. He's been asked a couple of times, especially in the game against the Pioneers. He was really able to stand strong, just like the rest of the defense has here tonight, including Hogan. A couple of really great saves in the first half. The defense, though, they've really been under the firing squad from Salem City, especially in the first 45 minutes, but they were able to hold and withstand all that pressure. They have to absorb it, though, just about 7 minutes more.
Sam Hall, physical play, out of bounds, and it's a goal kick for Lionsbridge. Sam Hall, the captain, defends his turf, flexes the muscle. Gives to Olivia Romero, looking for the call, won't get it. Lionsbridge 6 minutes away, and some change from advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight season.
Got a good bit of defending there from Hall. Sam Hall, as well as Carell and Gugu, have been great two-way players for Lionsbridge. They've been so willing to go up the field and attack for them, helping out, creating passing lanes, but then also quick to come back, help out on the defense, and close down the opposition, making things so difficult. And Gugu has been a fighter all night tonight on both sides of the ball.
Something I think that stands out for me, Austin, is should Lionsbridge hold on for these final 5 minutes and some change in this Eastern Conference semifinal? And should they hold on, whether it's a 2-0 win over the end line, giving Chase a hard run into the fence, but it does lead to a corner attempt for Salem City. Should Lionsbridge hold off, whether it's 2-0, 2-1, or whatever happens over these final several minutes, if they can win this one, they're going to look back and say, we didn't play our best brand of soccer tonight, and they still found a way to win in the playoffs. Corner sent in. Oh, dangerous. D'Oliviero Morrow had a look at it. Tyler Hogan slightly out of position, just couldn't get his foot on it.
He did not see D'Oliviero Morrow over on the other side by that back post. You can sort of see as that ball sailed into the festival area, Hogan breathing a big sigh of relief, as it was a golden opportunity for Salem City to just not necessarily kick down the door, but at least get their foot in it in these final 5 minutes.
We talk about the change in momentum, a change in the complexion of any game, and boy, it would have looked a whole lot different 2-0 as opposed to 2-1 with still 4 minutes and however much time of stoppage is left to play. Almost a handball by Choya. Out of bounds and goes back to Salem City. So Lionsbridge backs off and readies to play more defense down the final 4 minutes of regulation time.
But just a lot of fouls here from Lionsbridge. They certainly have to stay disciplined, and they did not do that here tonight. It didn't really come back to bite them at this stage of the game, but that's certainly not for lack of trying on the side of Salem City. Peppering the Lionsbridge defense, throwing almost everything but the kitchen sink at Hogan. Hogan really had to stand on his head, make a couple of big saves to keep things scoreless early on in this contest. He certainly is a huge part of the reason that Lionsbridge was able to ultimately get that lead, and now a 2-0 lead, 87th minute, moving on towards that 90th minute. A couple more substitutes coming in for Salem City in just a moment, but almost even at this point, is it too little too late?
Certainly time is ticking away for Salem City. Lockie Fay. Harry Rowe puts a foot on it. Left-footed strike. Not quite on target. Over the end line results in a goal kick. Harry Rowe trying to essentially shut the door. Almost accomplished that with just under 3 minutes left before stoppage time. Chance of LBFC. The crowd here starting to sense another victory on their home turf. Not over yet, but certainly still a considerable amount of work to do if you're Salem City FC.
Into the game for Salem City. 2 substitutes.
Olivia Romero still fights for it. Teddy Baker called for it, didn't get it. Olivia Romero still trying to play keep away. An excellent defense by Lockie Fay. We talked about short in stature, but makes up for it in a lot of other areas. Quickness, toughness, speed, all of it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fighting spirit there from Fay as he used it sideline as an additional defender, forcing De Oliveira Romero to go back into his own half, send it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now as that one makes its way over there again, out over the end line, the entire length of the field Salem City has to go to even get close to having a shot.
Salem City has to work quickly. Steve Hernandez, who did have a goal. And Hernandez, almost cut the lead in half. Steve Hernandez, who had a goal in Friday's game against Virginia Beach United, almost made things very interesting in the 89th minute.
As Salem, another chance goes amiss, and they certainly have had their chances here tonight. But whether it's been just off-target shots or a couple great saves by Hogan, they haven't found the back of the net. In the playoffs, that's what you have to do. Teams are more than capable of scoring. You have to level up to that and really limit the opposition. That's what Lionsbridge was able to do. They completely neutralized the highest goal scorer in USL 2 and Alec Hughes last time out against the Pioneers.
On a cross, and Gobu slips, maintains. Jasper Winslow. Lionsbridge maybe trying to officially shut the door. Can't do it. Which side? Quick counter. Matarazzi. 90th minute. And the foul goes the other way. The foul's just mounting up. 7 minutes of stoppage time added. So Lionsbridge has to buckle up for a little bit longer.
Saw how long that 6 minutes took last time out for Lionsbridge. This time just that little bit more. It's going to certainly feel like an eternity for them as another free kick for Salem City. Hit the deck for Salem City. Lionsbridge back down the other way. Hatley looking to put this game to rest as we'll take this one down the sideline. A good tackle, forces the ball out of bounds. So it might have been a free kick. It looks like it will be a free kick for Lionsbridge. They're going to take just a little bit more time off that clock thanks to that foul from Trigger.
So as you said, Austin, maybe a chance in stoppage time here. 7 minutes added. A lot of time left. Kids here in Lionsbridge at TowneBank Stadium line the fence as always. Josh Baker delivers. Knocked away. Lockie Fay battles with Philip Schmidt. Definitely a mismatch there if you're talking about size. And a nice cross. Hatley. Ring opposite side. Guarded by... and it's out of bounds. So it'll stay with Lionsbridge. Matty Tricker playing defense.
Fortunate not to give away the foul. Better job defending from him, just forcing it out for a throw-in. Over Lionsbridge still with possession, though. We'll send that one to the opposition. That ball booted down past the halfway line. Lionsbridge's Matarazzi able to answer it. However, Salem City come up with it. They look to get maybe a couple more chances here, but they have to hold on to the ball. It's been very difficult for them these last few minutes, but a throw-in certainly helps them out with that.
And we just got word that on the other side of the bracket, Salem City working with it. Seacoast United and Vermont Green. Other end. We'll get to that in a minute. Christian Hatley. Double team. Tries tries to get out of it. Keeps possession with Lionsbridge. Out of bounds and back to Salem City. 90th minute of action, a 2-0 lead for Lionsbridge, closing in on another trip to the Eastern Conference Finals, where either Seacoast United or Vermont Green awaits. And the last score update we got, Seacoast United 3-0 over Vermont. Olivia Romero. Great defense by Lockie Fay. And a whistle. A foul against Lionsbridge. I tell you what, Lionsbridge has heard the whistle as a yellow card against Coleman Jennings. They have heard the whistle way more than they want to hear it this game. Delivered. Box. Knocked away.
They're just lowering the shoulder a little bit as the two players were going towards the ball, and that's exactly what the official saw. That's why we got that yellow card coming out. Just taking a bit more time off the clock. Maybe we'll see an extra 30 seconds or so, but still a little bit of time for Salem to work with.
And Philip Schmidt had a head on it. A little bit too much caught in the crowd. Couldn't quite get it on target, and that's out of bounds, and goal kick coming. Not sure exactly what the official time left is. I'm guessing somewhere around 2 minutes or so. Okay, so right around the 3 minutes to go. By our count, about 4 minutes has gone by. So Lionsbridge, 3 minutes away, give or take, from another trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. Sam Hall up ahead. Can Christian Hatley catch up to it? And Wessel Spiel has to come way off his line. And Christian Hatley almost able to put this one to bed officially.
And Lionsbridge has really just been doing a great job getting the ball down into the other end here in the closing moments of this game. It really is just breaking up the style of play for Salem City. Force almost these disjointed attacks, a mix and match sort of, if you would, of trying to get the ball down to the other direction. As now Rowe on the ground, a free kick for Lionsbridge, and giving away fouls and possession just like that is certainly not what you can be having if you're Salem City in this situation. Down by 2, stoppage time, you give the ball away to the other team, and that basically has put the final nail in the coffin for their season. The one loss, it seems, on their entire record this whole year will come here at TowneBank Stadium against Lionsbridge.
They tested Lionsbridge, especially 40 minutes of that first half seemed to be all Salem City. But I got to tell you, we've seen a goal from Dom Foster. We saw a goal from Isaiah Chisolm, his second in as many games. But I think if you're going to give the MVP to this one, I think it has to go to Tyler Hogan because of the defense that he played in that first half. 3 absolutely incredible saves, a couple of sliding saves. Could have easily been 2-0 Salem City, but he stood strong in goal and prevented anything, and all towards the sideline. Out of bounds back to Salem City. I think the MVP of this one has to go to Tyler Hogan.
Oh, undoubtedly. He did a phenomenal job, not only just keeping things level, but keeping things level very early on. Like you said, could have been 2-0, 20 minutes in for Salem City, and wow, what a different game that would have been.
All knocked around to Olivia Romero. Tries to get it through a crowd. Steve Hernandez, by our count, as Hernandez tries to sell the call.
Bit of a silly 2-arm push from Sam Hall there to Hernandez's back. Taken quickly, that one out of bounds off the defender. Corner kick coming up.
And Josh Baker just a little bit frustrated with his defense. He knows it's not over till it's over. And now Wessel Spiel comes out of his goal and tries to provide an extra man. And the feed and the header. Tyler Hogan once again is there. Hogan has been locked down all night long. And there is the final whistle. Lionsbridge, a 2-0 winner over Salem City. Bridge is headed back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Austin, as we said, this is one of those games where Lionsbridge can look back and say, we didn't play our best soccer, and we're still moving on in the toughest time of the year.
Break in the first half. Really from the 35th minute onward, it was a completely different side of Lionsbridge that we saw, and they certainly needed it here. Not all these games are going to go your way, but you somehow have to find a way to come away with the win, especially in the playoffs. They were able to do that here tonight. They were able to right the ship at the right time. 2 big goals from 2 big players in those crucial moments really gave them the advantage here tonight. Not to mention some great defending. They were able to withstand and withhold that attack from Salem City for seemingly almost an eternity, and certainly is what it felt like for them. Hogan, a couple great saves, but then once they get the offense going, Lionsbridge showing how dangerous they can be.
And we do have an update for you, so we know. Here's the scenario. If the Little Rock Rangers beat Corpus Christi FC, Lionsbridge will hit the road against Little Rock next week. If Corpus Christi beats Little Rock, then Lionsbridge will be back here hosting the Eastern Conference Finals. And right now, our last update. As of 2 minutes ago, we found out that Little Rock and Corpus Christi are tied and have started 30 minutes of extra time. So if you're watching this and if you're a Lionsbridge fan, you want Corpus Christi to beat Little Rock to the Eastern Conference Finals, can be right back here. Either way, what a game, what a performance by this Lionsbridge team. And Tyler Hogan and the group, a 2-0 winner over Salem City FC. And the season will continue for the boys in blue, where they went last year. I guess final thoughts, Austin, as we wrap this thing up.
They're not all going to be pretty, and Lionsbridge able to hold off long enough to turn on their offense here tonight. Their team is going to have to be on top of it from the very start whistle next time out. They can't afford a dangerous game where they rely on Hogan to keep them in it for as long as he did here tonight. Hopefully after about a week of rest, they'll be ready to go next weekend.
So that wraps it up for us. 2-0. Lionsbridge over Salem City. Lionsbridge goes back to the Eastern Conference Final. It's been fun bringing this one to you. For Austin Urch, Nathan Epstein saying good night.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey, sweetie, how was practice?
My mom was a cheerleader in school. She knows how intense it can be. That's why she always keeps me well fed.
Girls. Oh, hey, Miss J. Come on, team, we got this. Let's go. Hey, honey, have some.
I may have picked basketball over pom-poms, but I still got the world's best cheerleader rooting me on.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
The definition of a concussion is a transient change in neurological status related to some sort of traumatic injury that occurs to the body that presents through brain changes. Things such as headaches, neck pain, dizziness, not feeling right, emotionalness. Symptoms can last very long or very short. If you develop symptoms after some sort of injury that you feel may be a concussion, you should be evaluated by a medical professional who's trained in evaluating concussions.
Hoops. They're everywhere, especially when it comes to banking. Lots of banks offer you big promises with their checking accounts, but there's always a hoop to jump through. At Langley, we don't like hoops. Our Smart Checking offers great features like getting your paycheck up to 3 days early, no monthly fees, and no minimum balances. No hoops, just straightforward banking with Langley. Open your Smart Checking account today.
A yard without mosquitoes is always the most popular yard in the neighborhood.
They're home! Scatter!
Homeowners, consider yourselves warned.
Again?
Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
As soon as you arrive, you'll see it in the people you meet and the way we follow through. At Bowditch Ford, your dealership experience will be one of total satisfaction. Our professional sales associates make buying easy, fast, and fun. And when it comes to service, experience better. From maintenance to repair to parts, collision, even our quick lane, we do it better. Your time is valuable and your dollar's hard-earned. We'll take care of you. Bowditch Ford, a tradition of doing the right thing.
Great vision and healthy eyes are the goal at Peninsula Eye Care. Optometrists diagnose and treat many disorders of the eye and visual system and are a great addition to your healthcare team. We prescribe glasses, contact lenses, and medications to serve you. I'm Dr. David Buck, and if you're looking for a team that will care about you and is ready to listen, come see us at Peninsula Eye Care.
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth watering. Give me that silky, smoothie, creamy, dreamy Papa sauce. Give me that crispy, cuppy, holdy, foldy, pepperoni popping. Give me that cheesy, saucy, tossy Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some. Crispy, cuppy, roni trio before it's gone. Papa John's.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact a local agent, Jimmy Fay, for your personal price plan today.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
See for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.